But as Saratoga Foundation, we're very obviously interested in Ukraine. So that said, so the beginning of strategy and thinking about post-ceasefire environment inside of the Black Sea is the issue of Montreux Convention. So what specifically may happen in Article 19 of Montreux is if they suspend Montreux, which has prevented outside naval non-littoral powers like the United States and Great Britain can't enter warships in. Now, Montreux is a double-edged sword because it affects Russia. They can't bring, in a time of war, they can't bring warships into the Black Sea. So when Ukraine destroys Russian warships, they can't replace them unless they bring it through Russia's internal waterways, through the Volga Canal, and that's the only way they can do it. But they've got some operational problems there in doing that. So, bottom line is, it's frozen to war, and the more warships Ukraine destroys, the more it's creating a balance. But the minute Article 19 is unfrozen, and Russia can then start bringing warships into the Black Sea. Now, there's the good side of that, and there's the bad side. That's the bad side. The good side is that American warships and the Royal Navy can begin operating in the Black Sea again. But the problem there is that they call it 21 days at a time naval strategy, which means that the non-littoral naval powers are limited in how much time they can be operated in the Black Sea, and it's 21 days, and then they have to leave the Black Sea and reset the clock. So the plus side is that once that's lifted, they'll be able to return. And so the key thing that Ihor mentioned, which you really need to focus on here, is that Ukraine in this war has lost 80% of its coastline. So we are now down to a rump coastline of Ukraine that's very much fluctuates around Odessa. And as many of you know, Odessa, the lifeblood of the Ukrainian economy, is grain. And so the problem has been that American strategic thinkers have never really looked at the Black Sea through a strategic prism. In other words, to understand its value, they have to understand what is the strategic importance of the Black Sea. And that's where I like to remind people that the Black Sea is to grain what the Persian Gulf is to oil. And so if we keep that in mind about why it matters geopolitically and it's important, and when you see Ukraine and Russia fighting each other in Africa to feed Africa with stolen grain from Ukraine, but Ukraine is also participating in it. So there is a competition going on for that. So for those markets. So the grain matters geopolitically. Now, once the Montreux Convention is lifted and unfrozen, then these warships can return. And so that will mean that there will be some protection for Odessa, and there'll be some protection because of Romania's capabilities as a NATO ally, and also has a naval presence in the Black Sea.